Okay, so GED student Bianca sent me this problem. It says, multiply, express your answer in simplest form. Makes me giggle because, those directions told me nothing that the problem didn't already tell me. Hello, I know to multiply. And I know that I have to always express a fraction answer in simplest form for my final answer anyway, because there's lots of forms of the same fraction. Simplest form is going to be best. Now, this particular problem actually had multiple choice answers, which is nice. 5 and 5/12, 5 and 5/6, 6 and 5/12, and 6 and 5/6. So from the multiple choice answers, I actually learned something that's implied, not directly stated, because all of those multiple choice answers are in mixed number form. So that wasn't stated in the problem that it would have to be a mixed number form, but the answers are all mixed numbers. So clearly I'm going to not just have a simplest form, but I'll also have it in the form of a mixed number. Okay, so let's get started on this. First thing Bianca told me she did was a really, really, really smart thing. She told me that she decided to convert these numbers to improper fractions. It is a pain in the rear to try to multiply a mixed number times a mixed number, because you're going to encounter that not stupid, it's lovely, but you're going to encounter the distributive property, which is going to make you multiply a lot more than you want to if you try to do it this way. So the easier way is to convert it into pure fraction form, where I just have one number. Instead of 3 and 1/3, I just have one improper fraction. And so I will convert to improper fraction by multiplying my 3 by 3, because each one of those 3 whole things is going to be cut into thirds. So I got 9 pieces. Plus adding the piece I already had, that gives me a total of 10 pieces of size 3, 10 thirds. Again, if I had 3 whole things, and a third, I would start by cutting each of the 3 things into 3 pieces. I would get 3 times 3 pieces, 9, plus my original 1, 10 thirds. Beautiful. I won't touch the multiplication yet. And now I'll convert this one as well. To convert 1 3/4 into a improper fraction, I'll do the same thing. I'll cut my one whole thing into 4 pieces, and then I'll add the 3 I originally had for a total of 7 pieces of size 7/4. Great. Now, Bianca also told me that she cross-reduced. So one of the nice things that if you know about multiplying fractions, is they're super easy, because you can actually reduce before you multiply if you use cross-reduction. Cross-reduction says that any number on the top in a numerator can reduce with any number on the bottom in a denominator. And so here's what I noticed. 10 and 4 are both even numbers. So they're both divisible by 2. They could both divide by 2. So that is what I'm going to do. I am going to, right from the start, pull out any common factors from the top. So dividing 10 by 2, I get 5. And from the bottom, dividing 4 by 2, I get 2. Notice when I cross-reduce, I don't usually show my work of what I did. But what I did was, just like when I reduced fractions in the last problem, I divided each one of those numbers by the same number. I divided 10 and 4 both by 2. Great. Now, I have a 3 on the bottom, but there's nothing divisible by 3 on top. A 2 on the bottom, nothing divisible by 2 on top. I'm done. There's no more reducing I'm going to be able to do. So now I'm going to multiply. And remember, it's gorgeous when you multiply. You multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. So 5 times 7 is 35. And 3 times 2 is 6. And just to let you know, if you were taking your GED, this could be the answer. 35/6 is an improper fraction, yes, but improper fractions can still be simplified. This thing's been simplified. It's been reduced. There's nothing wrong with this answer. But because I see that all my answers are mixed numbers, I'm going to do that extra step to find out what this improper fraction becomes if I convert it to a mixed number. So remember, if I have 35 pieces of size 6 and I want to figure out how many whole things I have, I'm going to have to divide that group of pieces, separating them 6 at a time. So again, this is just 35 divided by 6. So here's my long division, 6 into 35. Well, of course, 6 goes into 35 5 times. And if I used up 5 groups of 6 pieces, that's 30 total pieces. Let's subtract out the 30 we used, and I have 5 pieces left. That means I have 5 whole pies and then 5 sixths left over. 5 and 5 sixths. So 35 over 6 is equal to 5 and 5 sixths. The correct answer is B. Great. If you have any questions about this, be sure to let me know.